Hello and welcome to this short rant type
I know
video.
it's gonna pin me when I drink
Um,
water.
I'm thinking about making a few of these whenever I feel like it, be it a political thing or a game or anything really that I just feel like talking about. I just say this is not like some anti-Trump propaganda or whatever. I'm not a Trump fan. I'm not a Trump supporter. Definitely not. I don't think many Europeans are. But that's beside the point. Like, how you feel about Trump really doesn't factor into what I'm going to be talking about in this video, and that is, well, basically lies. Like, I guess Trump would call it alternative facts, but really it's lies, and it can cause more damage than you'd think. So, if you haven't already heard this story, on Saturday, Trump held some sort of rally, press conference, whatever you want to call it, and he was talking about immigrants and how dangerous they are, blah, 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 not really important. And then he brought up Germany and the recent terrorist attacks, which, fair enough, they had some problems with.
They're coming up top.
There were some horrible, horrible incidents in Germany. But then he said, just look at what happened last night in Sweden.
Nice.
And hearing of this, a lot of Swedes, definitely, but also from around the world, were like, well, what happened in Sweden? Why haven't we heard anything? And, well, why you haven't heard anything is because nothing happened in Sweden on Friday. Nothing in particular, really, happened at all. I've been looking through, see if I missed something, looking through old news, trying to find anything at all. And the only thing that I can think of was, like, there was some video published about immigration that I haven't watched, some research or something like that. But that is the only thing that really could be what he's talking about. But the way he says it, just look at what happened in Sweden yesterday in conjunction to speaking about the terrorist attacks in Germany, implies that there was some sort of terrorism or horrible event in Sweden on Friday. And that's not misleading. That's just a lie or an alternative fact, if you wanna be like that. But and the problem with this is not only, like, I mean, I don't really give a shit if Trump thinks that something happened in Sweden last Friday, but the problem is the impression it gives off. It just brings to mind, like, Eisenhower once said that the suicide rate in Sweden was the highest in the world, because he said he'd read that in a paper, and then he apologized a while later, saying that he was wrong. But that doesn't really matter. Like, people still think Swedes are very suicidal. Well, that is just factually, like, it's just demonstratively not true. But stuff like this, like, once it gets, because most people, well, not most people, hopefully, like, looking at Twitter and stuff like that, most people seem to have done their research and realized that nothing really happened in Sweden, and have asked, like, well, what did you refer to? What happened that you were bringing up, and making jokes and stuff, which is good. But a lot of people might assume that he's telling the truth, and then their image of Sweden will be changed. And Sweden is quite a small country. Like, it's dependent on, like, a good reputation does a lot, and a bad reputation can do a lot of damage in international relationships, business relationships, companies that do work with Sweden and stuff like that. Like, it can ripple out if people think that Sweden has a big problem with terrorism. There hasn't been a major terrorism attack in Sweden at all, as far as I'm aware, but at least not, like, recently. We haven't been subjected to that, fortunately, like, knock on wood. But yeah, I just wanted to, like, bring that up and be like it's just ridiculous, like, because it's just a flat out lie, or an alternative fact, I guess. And I don't really understand. Like, you could have just left it with Germany, and it just seems like, once more, like, Trump is accusing media of making up lies, and then he turns around and hands out alternative facts like it's nothing. Like, he doesn't give a shit if it's true or not. And then I have some of my favorite responses to this. Well, yeah, like, I've been looking at Twitter, and some comments were pretty funny. Like, someone uploaded, I'm hallucinating, uploaded this one, non-fake news, describing with a picture what happened in Sweden last night, well, on Friday, and I thought it was pretty funny, and accurate, obviously. Like, if you're a Swede, you all remember Godzilla walking through the streets on Friday. And then Billy Baldwin said ABBA was implicated, because making Dancing Queen so fabulous is obviously a crime. And then we have Very Angry Hobbit uploaded some live footage of the Swedish incident, and hashtag Swedish incident has been trending pretty well on Twitter. And obviously the Swedish chef has to be implicated somehow. Kalapalosa had her theories about the causes of the Swedish incident. Best Kalb sends out her prayers to the cows, because obviously it has to do with meatballs, right? Meatballs and lingonberry jam, which I thought was pretty good. And then Rap Game Garten had another theory that, of course, is the Swedish chef. Blubnose B, yeah, damn. Like, I don't know how we'll ever recover from that, man. And Smile and Nod Politely had the theory that maybe there was an attempt, but, you know, IKEA obviously was thwarted by our secure counterterrorism measures of IKEA, demonstrating this with a map. And then my favorite, Jill Biden. Can't believe how callous people are being, not changing their Facebook profile pictures to honor the victims of the Swedish incident. And I agree, like, we should all probably change our Facebook and profile and Twitter and whatever to honor the victims of this terrible incident in Sweden on Friday. And it'll be interesting. As far as I know, Trump hasn't said anything about it. I know the Swedish consulate in Washington has reached out to his staff asking what he was talking about. Like, they really like an explanation. Like, obviously this isn't going to change Sweden's relationship with the state or anything, but I think they're kind of curious and not very pleased that he's making up lies or alternative facts about terrorism in Sweden. Like, obviously that's not something we're happy about, and they're not happy about. So I know they've asked him or his staff what he meant, but as far as I know, he hasn't given a reply, so it'll be interesting to see. But yeah, I just thought it was worth ranting about, but I'm gonna leave it at that. Like, yeah, it isn't so much like an anti-Trump thing, it's just anti-alternative facts, anti-lies, and making shit up. And I just thought it was a hilarious thing. Like, when I first heard about this, I thought it was a joke. Like, I thought someone was messing with me. Like, he couldn't have actually said this, right? Yeah, he did. And yeah, that's the president of the biggest nation in the world, ladies and gentlemen, providing us alternative facts. But anyway, as I said, short ranty video. So if you enjoyed it, leave a like. If you didn't, leave a dislike. Feel free to comment. I'll look at them, and I'll see you next time. Good night.
Nice.
Well done, guys.